Namaskar and welcome everybody to today's Gita Satsang. Let us start with the Prarthana. By the Guru's grace and the will of Shri Krishna, we have all assembled here for this online Satsang, for this Gita Satsang. May we have your guidance to be able to learn and adopt the things which will help us to grow spiritually. Let us chant the prayers. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramartanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranata Klesha Nashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Kullara Vindaya Tapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Ramanujadaya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Srimad Venkatanathāryam Vande Vedanta Deshikam Yo Nityamachyutapadambuja Yukma Rukma Vyamohatastaditarani Trinaya Mene Asmadguror Bhagavatosya Dayaika Sindho Ramanujasya Charanau Sharanam Prapadye. So offering prayers to the lotus feet of the Acharyas, let us start with our shlokas for today. So we are still in chapter 1. So today we will take up 4 shlokas because the meaning in them is running continuously. So 34, 35 and then 36, 37 shlokas. Acharya Pitara Putras Tathaiva Cha Pitamaha Matula Shvashura Pautra Syala Sambandinastatha Etan Nahantumichhami Natopi Madhusudana Api Trailokya Rajyasya Heto Kim Numahi Krite. So in this, Arjuna is continuing to talk. He says, he is mentioning now who all have gathered there. Teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, grandsons, fathers-in-law, grandnephews, brothers-in-law, and all other kinsmen, all our relatives are present here, and they have put their life and their riches on stake. So everything they have given up to be present here to participate in this fight. O Madhusudana, Arjuna refers to Krishna by the name Madhusudana. I do not wish to slay them. I do not want to kill them, even if they are attacking me. Now they have all come here to fight against me, and yet I don't want to fight against them. And then he says further, even if we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, what is the satisfaction we will get from that? What we will achieve by killing all of them and getting the Rajya of Trailokya. So even if we get domination over the 3 worlds, what is the use of it? So when I'm not bothered about dominating over the 3 worlds itself, why I'm bothered about getting enjoyment on this earth if it is at the cost of killing our own relatives? This is what Arjuna is again specifying here. We have seen already how he has been talking about what we will achieve. These people have all come here and why we are wanting to fight them and all that. So he's continuing in that same vein. He's telling now who all these people are here. And O Madhusudana, they have come here to attack me, but I don't want to attack them even if they want to attack me. And even if we kill those people, what is it that we are going to achieve by that? What satisfaction we will have if we are going to get this Rajya after they have all been killed? So he's telling his feelings here. Then in the next 2 shlokas, 36 and 37. Nihatyadharta rashtrannah kapritisya janardana papamevashrayedasman hatvaita natatayinah tasman narha vayam hantum dharta rashtran swabandhavan swajanam hi katham hatva sukhinashyama madhavah. O Janardana, now he is calling Krishna by another name. He says, "Oh Janardana, what pleasure will we get from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Even though they are Aatataayi, they are aggressors, they have committed acts of terrorism against us. Sin will come upon us if we kill them. Hence, it does not befit us to kill our own sons, our own cousins, who are the sons of Dhritarashtra, and our friends. How can we be happy after killing our own people, Madhava?" He's asking. So, throughout, whether it is the 34th, 35th shloka, or it is the 36th and 37th shloka, the same idea in different ways Arjuna is trying to convey. So, what does it show us? It shows us the extent of the pain that he is feeling in his mind, how much he is feeling bad about having to fight against his own people. So already, as we have said in the previous shlokas when we talked about, he is full of karuna, he is full of compassion. And it is not that he is scared that he will not win the war. Rather, he is very sure that he is going to win. And that is why he is saying, what is the use of winning if all these people are not going to be there with me to be, happy along with me? What I am going to achieve? So from these four shlokas, we get more understanding of the mindset of Arjuna. Now he says, "Api," even though. Twice he's saying, right? He's saying, even though they are Aatataayi, I don't want to kill them. Even if they have come here with the attitude of wanting to kill me, I don't want to kill them. Now, why he is talking like this? Because in the Shastras it is told that a definition is given of who is an Aatataayi, who is somebody who is called as an aggressor. So, what is this idea of aggression or of doing some totally wrong deed? So, what is that Aatataayi? Somebody who tries to poison another person, somebody who tries to murder and kill them, somebody who tries to set somebody on fire, somebody who curses a person, and somebody who misbehaves with another person's wife. Now, these are the categories of people who are coming under the definition of Aatataayi. And according to the Shastras, the Dharma says that if somebody is attacked by an Aatataayi, he is fully justified if he fights back in self-defense. Even now we know how the law says that sometimes if somebody is attacking a person and that person kills that attacker, then in self-defense, in extreme cases, they may be pardoned also. In the Dharma Shastras, it is told that an Aatataayi is a person who does all these five things. That he tries to poison somebody, he tries to murder somebody, he tries to set that person on fire, or he curses that person with some wrong thing to happen, or he misbehaves with that person's wife. So here, why this word is used for the Kauravas? Because they tried to do all this to the Pandavas. We know all the stories which are told in the Mahabharata. At a very young age, when they were still small children, Duryodhana was so jealous of Bhima that he mixed poison in the food and gave it to Bhima and threw him into the water. And of course, that turned out, by the Lord's grace, that turned out to be a blessing for Bhima, because he went to the Nagaloka and then he came back even more stronger than before. But the fact remains that the Kauravas tried to poison the Pandavas. Then they want to come and fight, and now they are trying to murder them, right? Then they have set them on fire. We know the episode of the Lakshagraha, how they built one nice house and they said, all of you can go and stay there in the holiday. And then there was one person who had built that house exclusively with wax and wood and all combustible material, so that as soon as it was lighted somewhere, it would burn and all the Pandavas would burn down. There again, because of the help of Vidura, who came to know about this plan, the Pandavas escaped. But the Kauravas had tried to set the Pandavas on fire, isn't it? Episode of the episode of the curse also. That when they were in the forest in Vanavasa, Duryodhana sent Durvasa there and said, go there in the afternoon time so that they should not have any food to serve him. And because of that, Durvasa should curse them and something bad should happen to the Pandavas. Again, by Krishna's grace, The Akshay Patra episode happened and the Pandavas were saved. But Duryodhana tried to do that also to them. Then misbehave with their wife. Of course, this we all know. The famous Vastraharana scene with Draupadi, isn't it? So they have done all these things. The Kauravas have performed all these misdeeds in relation to the Pandavas. So definitely the Kauravas are falling into the definition of an Aatataayi. And according to Dharma Shastra, because they are Aatataayi, the Pandavas will not get any papa if they kill them. And yet, Arjuna feels that although they may have done all this, although they have committed all these misdeeds, still it is not fitting for us to kill them. So he is exhibiting his superior state of mind, that for us, what happens for most people, whenever somebody does something bad to us, then we feel fully justified in behaving equally bad to them, right? And in fact, if somebody is trying to, say, okay, we will forgive them and like that, then people tell them that, what are you, some great Rama? Are you some great Harishchandra? What is the great thing about you? Why are you, when people are bad to you, you should retaliate back fittingly to them, right? Now, we use that logic even when actually many times people are not really so bad to us. But here, the Pandavas are fully justified in fighting back. And yet, Arjuna says it is not fitting for us to kill them because he is filled with compassion for everybody. And that shows his sattvic guna. And why he is feeling like this? Because, as we've already seen in all these shlokas, the very fact that these people have all come to fight against us, so it shows that, like, for me, they they don't have any value, or rather I don't matter to them. So they have no affection for me, or they have no sentiment about me, because they have come so prepared to fight against me. So already his mind is full of despair. Then he feels, what is the point of it all? So many times for us also, if somebody hurts us very badly, then we may, like, people react in two ways. Sometimes we think that, oh, I want to take revenge on them, and that way. So there are some people who belong to that category. And then there are some other people who will say, I'm so hurt by this action that I want to have nothing to do with them. So Arjuna is falling in this latter category. So the acharyas here give the example of a similar situation when uh, Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita Devi, they were in Vanvas. They had reached Chitrakutam. At that point, we know how Bharata comes back to Ayodhya. He comes to know about all this, conspiracy that has been hatched by his mother. And then he says, no way, I am going to be ruler of Ayodhya. I will go and bring back Rama. And he goes with all his people, all the army, the mothers come along, everybody goes. Now, when that army is approaching from his security post, Lakshmana sees all this, and then he is very angry because he concludes that Bharata is not sufficient with having taken away the throne. Now he has come here to kill Rama and all of us, to ensure that we don't go back and ever challenge his coronation. So he has come with that bad intention, thinks Lakshmana. So what he does is, he's all, very angry and furious, and he picks up his bow and arrow, and he's telling Rama that I'm going to go and single-handedly finish off this Bharata and the entire army. At that time, Rama tells him, cool down, Lakshmana. What is it that you are thinking of Bharata? So Lakshmana says that this is what I am trying to, this is my idea of what is happening there. And I am pretty sure that Bharata has come here to fight with all of us. So then Rama says, I am sure that this is not Bharata's attitude. I know Bharata very well. He will never come here with the intention of wanting to fight me or wanting the throne for himself. I am sure he has come here to convince us to go back to Ayodhya. This Rama explains to Lakshmana. And then he makes a statement. He says that if at all it is true that Bharata has come with the kind of attitude that you are thinking, if at all he has come here, thinking that he wants the Rajya for himself and he wants to kill us, then what's the point? He has already killed me. Having that thought, knowing that Bharata is having that thought itself, has killed me. So what is the point of fighting him then? I hope you are understanding the connection that the Acharyas are telling us to make. Rama says, if indeed Bharata has come with the intention of killing us, then already I am killed by that attitude of Bharata. So what is the point of me fighting against him or you fighting against him? In a similar way, Arjuna says here, seeing everybody who has come to fight in the yuddha, Arjuna says, they have already come to fight against me. So he's feeling so despaired that what is the point now? They are already against me. What I will achieve by fighting against them and killing them? And that is why he's saying it is not fitting for us to kill them. Okay, so this is about Arjuna's state of mind. Now he has used two new names for Krishna. We need to understand what is the significance of those names. Firstly, he is called Krishna as Madhusudana, and secondly, he is called him as Janardana. So, what is the significance of these two names? Madhu and Kaitaba, they were two Rakshasas. So, Krishna killed those two Rakshasas, and that is why he got the name as the killer of Madhu and Kaitaba. So, he is called as Madhusudana. And the other name is that of Janardana, right? So Janardana is somebody who does himsa or violence to Jana. What kind of a meaning is this? How do we say that Krishna is doing violence to people? Is that what he does? So we must not read this directly. The Acharyas explain that what is the implied meaning of this? Anybody who does himsa to people who are dear to the Lord, to his devotees, somebody who acts against his devotees, those people the Lord destroys. So that is why he is Janardana. He is doing himsa to those people who come as enemies of his bhaktas. And this is something we have seen consistently in all the avatars of the Lord, isn't it? So very apt it is to call the Lord as Janardana. The second meaning that the Acharyas explain is that Jani refers to the cycle of Janma Mrityu. So somebody who destroys this cycle of Janma Mrityu, somebody who takes us out of this whirlpool of continuous birth and death and rebirth and dying again and again and again getting born and dying. Somebody who destroys this cycle and takes us to moksha. That is Janardana. We know in the Bhaja Govindam also, it is told, there's one very famous shloka, isn't it? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam, iha samsare bahudustare, kripaya pare pahi murare. So, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, again and again being born, again and again dying, again and again coming through the womb of a mother, right? This is very difficult. This samsara is too torturous for me. Kripaya pare pahi murare. O Murari, O killer of the demon Mura, O Krishna, take me across this sagara of repeated birth and death. So like that, somebody who destroys the cycle of birth and death of Janma Mrityu is also known as Janardana. So that is the meaning of this word Janardana. So now what Arjuna is trying to say is, you have got a name as Madhusudana, you are Janardana, so you are the killer of demons and you are the killer of people who are hostile to your devotees. You want that good name, but you want me to be known as the killer of his own guru? You want me to be known as the killer of my own family members? Is that what you are advising, Krishna? That is what is the implied question when Arjuna uses these two names as Madhusudana and Janardana. Now, the Lord is so filled with Karuna, so much compassionate. Why we are saying he is Janardana? He can't bear anything happening to his devotees. So the example is given by the Acharyas of how in the Ramayana, after the Rama-Ravana yuddha, and after Ravana is totally killed and everybody in the Lanka is destroyed, at that time Brahma and all the other devatas, they come there and they praise Rama, and they say that Brahma offers Rama that ask for any boon, ask for something, I will give you a boon. So at that time, Lord Rama, what he does is, he says, I want you to bring back to life all the vanaras who have been killed in this yuddha. They had no grudge against the Rakshasas or against Ravana. It was for my sake that they came here and they fought. And now they have been killed in this yuddha. So for no fault of theirs, they have lost their life. So I want you to revive these dead vanaras. So Lord Brahma grants that wish. And because of that, all the vanaras, what Rama had advised the Vanara army was that all those who have been killed, those dead vanaras, don't throw away their bodies, keep it safely. And because those bodies were available, those dead vanaras were brought back to life by the boon of Brahma. Now, after this happens, Lord Rama tells Vibhishana that bring back the body, you please bring the bodies of the Rakshasas who have been killed in this yuddha. Even they had no wrong, they had no personal grudge against me. But in the war, they were killed. So we will request Brahma to bring them also back to life, he says. Only thing is that those Rakshasas, their bodies were never preserved. Ravana was worried that if the living Rakshasa soldiers saw all these bodies piling up, they would lose heart and they would be discouraged and not be willing to fight. Right? So what he had told is that whoever Rakshasa dies, throw their body into the sea and dispose it of. So since those bodies were not available, those Rakshasas could not be revived. But what we are trying to say through this event is that how great is the Karuna of the Lord, that not only his side, the Vanaras who were killed, he wanted to revive, he was ready even to destroy those Rakshasas who came fighting against him. So the Lord is so much filled with compassion, and that is why he is ever ready to take care of all of us. One small, interest we show in going towards him, he will walk all the way and come and receive us with open arms. So this is the Karuna of the Lord. And so Arjuna is saying, you are so filled with Karuna, you are killing demons, you are protecting all your devotees, but you want me to be called as the killer of Guru? You want me to be called as somebody who killed Swabandhava, who killed his own family people? Right? That way he's asking. So since we got the context of this name Janardana, in Kerala, I think a little north of Trivandrum or somewhere, there is this temple at a place called Varkala. So it's called as the Janardhan Swami temple. And this temple is famous, in fact, as the Dakshin Gaya, I think they call it. We know that in Bihar, in Gaya, it is a very Sreshta place, isn't it? And especially if we do offer oblations to the departed souls in Gaya, it is said that those Atmas get mukti there. So if we are not able to go to Gaya, many people visit this temple in Varkala and they perform, those those rites for the departed ancestors in this place. Sometimes I think they call it Dakshin Kashi also. It's a very holy place. And in fact, the waters um, in the sea around this temple are believed to have some medicinal properties also. And anybody who bathes in that water is said to be cured of all their ills and sicknesses and all that. In fact, there is, like, just to say that Janardana is the protector of people. No, there is one. I have read this somewhere. I don't know out of my own experience, but it is told that at one now this temple is located on the beach side. So at one point of time there was a huge storm, and there was one vessel, one ship from Holland, one Dutch vessel was passing by. And at that point of time there was a big storm, and that ship was, in danger of being drowned. So at that time the temple bell was ringing. In this Varkala temple, in Janardana Swami temple, the bell was ringing. And hearing that bell, the captain of that ship, he was a Dutch fellow, he was not an Indian, right? He heard the ringing of that temple bell, and it is told that he prayed to that Lord that please protect this ship through this storm, and if you protect us, then I will offer my ship's bell to your temple. Now for the ship, the bell is very important. So he said, I will offer the ship's bell to this temple. And by his prayers, miraculously, the Lord's blessings, the storm subsided, and they had gone quite a little far from that temple area. But the ship came back, and the captain has offered, and I think that bell is still kept in one special place inside this temple. I've heard about this. Of course, if there is somebody who is from that place, then probably they will be able to verify this. But that is the legend of this Janardana Swami temple at Varkala in Kerala. So, what out of all this discussion of these shlokas, what can we learn for today? First, we need to introspect. How are we responding when people behave badly with us? When somebody is rude to us, when somebody is hostile to us, are we able to keep our evenness of mind? Are we able to say, okay, I will forgive them, or it's okay, I will be the superior person by not taking revenge on them? Are we able to behave like that? Or are we stuck at the level where we feel very hurt and we want to hit back in anger against those people, right? So that is something we need to think. So in this context, we need to have the attitude like Arjuna. Not that we will not fight when injustice is going on, but that we are able to see other people's behavior and feel sorry for them that they are behaving so badly. Instead of feeling anger, if we feel bad for them, then that is a starting stage for us. That means that we have started thinking to go forward towards becoming more sattvic, right? Okay. Then now Arjuna is telling that even if although those people have all come and they have done so much wrong to us, so we will not get any papa if we do wrong to them. But he doesn't want to fight, right? So against that context, what is this concept of papa and punya? How does somebody accumulate papa or accumulate punya? So the Shastras have told very clearly, and whatever is in the Shastra, that is the desire of the Lord, isn't it? So in the Shastras, it is told that we should do certain things and certain things we should not do. Like, for example, it may be told that we should have a bath and then offer worship to the Lord, offer food to the Lord, and we should eat what is offered to the Lord as prasada. So that is something which is to be done. This you should do, it says. Then there are certain things the Shastra says don't do. Like, for example, it will say, don't be violent, don't hurt any animals, don't hurt anybody by your speech, right? So, like this, certain things which we should do and certain things which we should not do, correct? So, what we have to follow now, we should not do what Shastra says not to do, and we should do what Shastra says to do. Okay, if we follow like that, this second option that I have written here, when we do A is what Shastra told you do. So if we do that, and if we don't do what the Shastra said don't do, then as a result of that, we are following whatever the Shastra has told. We are doing what Shastra told to do, and we are not doing what the Shastra prohibited. So as a result of that, we will get punya. But if we do the opposite, Shastra said do this, but I don't do it. Shastra said don't do this, but I do it. Right? When we don't do what Shastra said to do, and we do what Shastra said not to do, then the result is we accumulate papa. So it is very clear what we must do, what we must not do. And if we do whatever the Shastra says and we don't do whatever the Shastra prohibits, then the Lord is pleased. So if the Lord is pleased, we will go further and further towards Him. So what we need to introspect is, what are our actions right now? Are we doing that which is expected of us, or are we doing something against what is expected of us? And understanding this, can we modify our actions? Can we watch our actions and behave in such a way that we are able to do that which will please the Lord? Now, ultimately, we don't want papa also, we don't want punya also. What they say is that papa and punya both will bind us in this cycle of janma mrityu. Only difference is that papa is like the shackles which are made of iron, and punya are like the handcuffs which are made of gold. But both are handcuffs, they will bind us only. Then does it mean that we should not do anything which will get us punya? Not like that. We must do, but by doing it as an act, not to get something, but to please the Lord. So if I do some charity, why I want to do that charity? Not because I want to get some benefit out of it, but because that is going to make the Lord happy. So when we do with this attitude, by giving up the sense of doership, by thinking that the Lord is getting it done through me, and by not being attached to the fruit which will come out of that action, then that means what we do will not bind us in this world. So we must analyze all our actions and try to see, are we being compassionate? Are we being hurtful to other people? Are we doing what the Shastras tell us to do? Are we not doing that which is prohibited by the Shastras? By understanding these things, we can modify our actions. And that is why understanding the state of Arjuna is so important for us. Many times people say that Arjuna is being a coward, he doesn't want to fight. We need to understand that his thoughts and his desire to not fight is not because of cowardice. It is because of a mind which is very soft and full of compassion for other people. So that attitude of being compassionate to other people, we must cultivate in our life. When it is time to do something which is the right thing, even if it is unpleasant, we should be ready to do that. And how should be our attitude for that? We will come to know as further and further we go and Krishna starts advising Arjuna. But for now, from the mental situation of Arjuna, this is what we have to learn, that we must be caring about other people. We must be kind to other people. Even if they do hurtful things to us, we must try not to retaliate by being revengeful towards them. So let us pray that Krishna will bless us to be able to adopt this attitude little by little, slowly, one incident at a time, and that we will go ahead on this sadhana marga. So let us offer Kritagnyata now. And after that, if anybody has anything to ask, we can take them. So let us offer gratitude, Kritagnyata, at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and Guru for inspiring us to start and to join this satsang. And let us pray for their blessings and grace to always be on us. Namaskar, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone has any questions to ask, then or anything to say, please go ahead. You can unmute and talk. Okay, looks like nobody is having anything to add. Then we will stop here for today. Let us join again next Tuesday and we will continue with the further shlokas. Thank you everybody for joining. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Namaste.